everyone. Today we are going to learn chapter number 1, Nutrition in Plants. Let's start with life processes. All the basic functions which are performed by living organisms like nutrition, respiration, excretion, growth, reproduction, movement and response to any stimuli, all these are known as life processes. Next come to nutrition. Nutrition is the process in which we take food and that food is utilized by our body to provide us essential nutrients which are required by our body to perform various functions. Nutrients are the chemical substances present in our food which provide energy and materials needed by the body to live and grow. Nutrients are basically of 5 types. First is carbohydrates, second is proteins, third is fats, fourth is vitamins, and fifth one is minerals. Next come to modes of nutrition. Modes of nutrition means the ways in which we take a food or taking a nutrition. Living organisms shows 2 modes of nutrition. First is they prepare their own food. Second is that they take their food from the other plants or animals. The nutrition of first type, that is in which they prepare their own food, is known as autotrophic nutrition, and in the type of nutrition in which they take their food from other plants or other animals is known as heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is basically performed by green plants only, and green plants prepare their own food through the process of photosynthesis, in which the chlorophyll is essential component which is present in the leaves of plant. Without chlorophyll, food cannot be prepared by the plants, and green plants are called autotrophic organisms or autotrophs. Heterotrophic nutrition is performed by the animals which take their food from other plants or other animals. Insectivorous plants also prepare their food as an autotroph, but they eat other insects. Based on their eating habits, animals are divided into 3 categories. First is herbivores, second is carnivores, and third is omnivores. Herbivores are plant eaters. The organisms which eat only plants are known as herbivores, like cow, buffalo, deer, sheep, goat, etc. And carnivores are the organisms which eat only meat, like tiger, lion and wolf. Omnivores are the organisms which eat both plants and animals like human beings, crow and cockroach. Now nutrition in plants. First the thing is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process by which green plants prepare their own food. During this process, plants absorb the sun's energy through their leaves and convert that energy into food energy by using raw materials from the atmosphere and soil. Photosynthesis is performed only when the 4 things are possible or present. First is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green pigment present in leaves. Second is sunlight, which is absorbed by the chlorophyll present in the leaves. Third is carbon dioxide. It is absorbed by the atmosphere by the leaves through small pores present on the lower surface of leaves. These pores are known as stomata. There are so many stomatas present on single leaf. And next is water. It is taken up from the soil by the roots and transported to other parts of the plant with the help of vessels. Vessels are the pipe-like structures. Next, the reaction given under these paragraph is 6 CO2, that is 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of water, H2O, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll in the leaves, prepare the food in the form of carbohydrate The formula is C6H12O6 plus 6 molecules of oxygen. This reaction is for photosynthesis. Then next comes to roles of leaves in photosynthesis. That the function or the role performed by leaves in the photosynthesis is, first, leaves contain the green pigment, that is chlorophyll, which is present in the cells, which help in the capturing of sun's energy to prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. Next is the stomatas, which are very small or tiny pores present on the surface of leaves. These stomatas provide carbon dioxide from the atmosphere enters the leaves. Then what happens in plants with reduced leaves like the desert plants? In desert plants like cactus, leaves are reduced to spines, means leaves are modified to spines, and this prevents or reduces the loss of water by transpiration. So this allows the desert plants to live more years and with proper essential nutrients. What happens to photosynthesis in plants with red, brown or violet leaves? In such leaves, green color is also present in addition to red, brown, yellow and other pigments. The amount of red, brown, yellow or other pigment is very high in comparison to green color. So these plants give the appearance of other colors more than the green color. Next is importance of photosynthesis. There would be no food available. In the absence of food, the survival of living organisms will not be possible, as all organisms are directly or indirectly dependent on food made by plants. If there will be no photosynthesis, then plants cannot prepare their food by their own. So there would be no food available on the earth. Second is oxygen, a byproduct of photosynthesis. As we learned in the previous reaction, that 6 molecules of oxygen are also a product of photosynthesis. This will not be released if photosynthesis will be not possible. So the living organisms will not be able to perform important activities of life like respiration, and without respiration no living organisms can survive. Photosynthesis maintain a balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This balance will be disturbed in the absence of photosynthesis. As in photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is used and oxygen is produced. So if there is no photosynthesis, then there will be no balance between the carbon dioxide and oxygen in the atmosphere. With this, we're done with the photosynthesis and its importance. Let's start with heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Earlier we have learned about autotrophic nutrition, and today we are going to discuss heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Some plants cannot prepare their own food because they do not contain chlorophyll in their leaves. So these plants derive their nutrition through heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic plants are of 4 types. First is parasitic plants, second is saprophytic plants, third is insectivorous or carnivorous plants, fourth one is symbiotic plants. Now comes to parasitic plants. Parasitic plants are non-green plants which live on other living organisms and obtain their food from them are called parasitic plants. The best example of parasitic plant is umberwell. As we know, or as we learned, that umberwell is known as cuscuta. It's a host plant which is parasitic plant, as it derived its food from other plants through the structures known as hostoria. Now next comes to saprophytic plants. The plants which live and feed on dead and decaying organic matter are called saprophytic plants. The plants like mushrooms, molds, yeast, all these bacteria and fungi are taking their food from dead, decaying organic matter. So they are known as saprophytic plants. All the mushrooms are not used for eating purpose, and most of the fungi commonly seen during and after the rain because they favors the hot and humid weather for their growth. Next comes to insectivorous or carnivorous plants. Insectivorous or carnivorous plants are those plants which eat animals. Animals means particularly insects. For example, pitcher plant or Venus flytrap, bladderwort or sundew plant. In a pitcher plant, special structures are made to catch the insects. The leaf tip is modified to form a lid which can open or close the mouth of the pitcher, and inside the pitcher a hair-like structures are present. Once the insect enters the pitcher, the lid closes and insect gets trapped in the hair. Digestive juices secreted in the pitcher plant digest the insect. This is insectivorous plants. And next comes to symbiotic plants. In symbiotic plants, the two plants, or we can say that one plant makes the mutual association with the other plant to obtain the food, and both the plants are benefited from each other in this type of association. For example, lichens. Lichen is a symbiotic association between fungi and alga. With this, we are done with the chapter number 1, Nutrition in Plants. Thank you.